Yeah, in case you're wondering, I do have a flexi rod in my hair at work. What's what's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I got my memorabilia for Girls in ICT Day exactly 1 week before the event is scheduled for. I am super elated that this came in on time for the event next week. So I'm just going to quickly go through them, give a quick count, and check to see if anything is missing. Don't mind me looking a hot mess, okay? This is the memorabilia that we ordered. We have some selfie ring lights, which are rechargeable with a micro USB cable in there. We also got them some mini Bluetooth speakers and some phone stands, all branded for Girls in ICT Day. Oh, and we got them some backpacks. Oh, so these are the backpacks that we got them. Not too large, not too small, but yeah, they can probably use this for classes and whatnot. The Girls in ICT Day activities usually involve students who are already pursuing ICT, like they've already chosen to do IT in Form 3. So this year I want to target girls before they get to that particular form, that particular age group, which is why we are trying to focus on the primary schools. And also we want to use social media to push the whole Girls in ICT campaign. And from research, we noticed that the young girls are basically on TikTok as opposed to Instagram and Facebook. So we are considering these in our plans. And this is just a quick quote saying that education is not the filling up a pill but lighting up a fire, which is why we're trying to make our Girls in ICT Day event as late as possible according to the younger generation. So we want to do a TikTok challenge, and we're going to have it in 2 categories, one for the secondary schools and one for the primary schools. And we are also looking at a scratch animation challenge, which will be open to the primary schools. On the day itself, we are looking to have career stations with different women who've made careers in the IT field, so that the students can interact with them, ask them questions, and find out what subjects they should be taking to pursue those particular careers. And also, to add some fun to the whole thing, we are gonna be having a photo booth where the students can take pictures and submit their photos to a live slideshow that will be on site. Today we celebrate Girls in ICT Day, and this year the ITU, we are joining the ITU in celebrating 10 years of Girls in ICT Day. This day has been specially designated to encourage young girls to pursue STEM education as well as careers in ICT.
Shows the usage of social media by 13 to 17-year-olds. What I left out is the fact that females, so little girls and teenage girls, use social media more than boys. So we are online more than our peers, more than our brothers, more than our classmates, right? So it's saying social media is just the highlight reel. By this I mean that on social media you see all of the fancy things. A lot of times we do not put the background and the dark sides of our lives on social media. If you have to scroll through Instagram and Facebook, we see such pictures. So we have a young girl showing a picture of a bedroom. We have another one if you grade the A+. Would we post pictures when you fail a test? No, you're not going to post those pictures. You have a teenager dressed in a specific outfit, graduation, family, vacations, all of those things. The opportunity to take control of what we put out there, and we're putting the good things. It is not a bad thing to put the good things, right? It is not necessarily a bad thing for us. But it can be very hurtful, it can be mentally detrimental or cause some form of mental challenge or psychological challenge to the other little girl who's looking at it who do not have those things, the internet. So the reason why we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. The FOMO is one of the things that we see our young girls, our teenagers experiencing because of what they see online. So fear of missing out. What are we missing out on? We're missing out on similar things as I mentioned initially. The lifestyle that other people have, the fact that your friend had a first communion party or a birthday party and she did not invite you and you feel that person is your friend, they're going to the river and they did not invite you, so you feel like you are missing out.
Be careful what you share online. This does not only include words, it includes pictures. It's because all of these sites are connected. How do they do that? Well, information you put online is sometimes shared between companies, and therefore, once you search one site, it's possible that you will also be sharing that information to another site. People who are versed in cybersecurity are trained to use something called natural language processing to scrape data from social media sites and basically mine that data and find out what information is about. So posts, tweets, emails. So long story short, be careful how much you share. These things like your address, your phone number, passport information, or other identification information should never be shared on social media. Do not share anything that you wouldn't want your parents or your teachers to see. No pictures too. Okay, don't do that. Even if you set your privacy settings so that only certain people can see it, there's nothing stopping somebody else from taking a snapshot of that picture just before you pull it down. Snapshot of that picture and pass it on via traditional means. They print it and they pass it around school, or they send it to somebody by WhatsApp, by text, or whatever.
Go to the career stations and ask our phenomenal ladies in ICT questions. You can grab a snack as well from the back and take some pictures at the photo booth. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Okay, so this is Miss Melisha Tuse, and she is the engineer, an assistant engineer at the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, and she's going to give us a little demo on, is it the Scratch?
Yes, Scratch.
Okay, and what is it used for?
It's to learn programming. It's a platform created by the MIT to teach kids how to learn basic logical thinking and programming skills.
Okay. And when you say programming, you are talking about how to make things do things, right?
Yes.
That is like the, how you call it, the layman's explanation.
that's
Okay.
correct.
And we do that with using ones and zeros?
No, we use these. See, the layout is really pretty. We have all these pretty colors.
Uh-huh.
That when you sequence them together, you can make this cat or a different kind of, they call them sprites.
Uh-huh.
Because when you program it, it can move, it can do certain things. So you can use this platform to create animations, to create games, and to make other interactive stories.
Okay. Okay.
So quick demo of this. Where is it? So I'm gonna drop this here first. So this is when the mouse is clicked.
Uh-huh.
We want this card to, what do we want it to do? We want it to move. So when clicked, we want it to move 10 steps.
Oh, wow.
So you can click go, it moves 10 steps. It's kind of subtle, so we can bump this up to 50. So it takes larger steps now.
Mm-hmm.
We can also make him turn. When we click, we're going to have it turn. I'm going to turn this. So when we click this flag here, now turn 30 degrees.
Yes.
We can also make it turn another 90 degrees. What else can we do?
I think that's good. I think that's good because I'm having a little issue with focusing. But let me also ask. So this scratch that is available, where is it available, and or how? Where or how?
Okay, so you can simply navigate to scratch.mit.edu. Let me just. You can focus on.
Well, I'm having a little bit of focusing issues, so I don't.
Okay.
Yes, I don't really want to.
Good.
So you say you can just go to Google
Yes,
and go to scratch.mit.
.edu.
Okay, okay. And you also mentioned another program that the NRTC is doing with coding.
Yes, we have this initiative called Code Camp Karate, where we offer different programming courses. This is a little more advanced, however, we do plan to integrate some basic level programming for children.
Okay.
But right now we have JavaScript. We also have Ruby, and I think we also have Python. I don't remember the full suite, but I know for sure that we have Java and Ruby right now.
So as it relates to education, our education system, what is in the schools? So we have the primary school students here. Is there anything at schools presently if they are showing an interest in coding, in technology and so forth?
Yes and no. Like I mentioned in the ceremony, we had this Scratch animation competition, and it was only last night we received about 2 submissions for that. But I don't think it's a matter of the interest per se, as we were trying to do the training, but it was Easter time and there was some hiccups with that. However, we are going to do a more in-depth training with the teachers that they can go back to the students and have the kids learn Scratch. I think they will be very interested in this because it's a pretty interface.
Yes, it is.
It's fun, there's nice colors. and they can do a lot of things with it.
Yes.
So I think once they get introduced to this, they will be pretty enthusiastic about doing a submission for the competition, and it also gives them the leeway to do something on their own and start tinkering with it. The prizes that we have for this competition are we have three microbit microcontrollers. The microbit microcontroller, you can actually use the Scratch platform to program it. So it has these LEDs on it. You can make them make like hearts and faces, like little emojis. You could also buy kits, additional components where you can program a car to move using the microbit. So it's just a basic start that we are trying to give the kids. And the hope is that they will be interested to the point where the schools can have Scratch as part of their curriculum.
Okay.
Because what we find is that when the girls especially get to secondary school, especially in second and third form, they don't choose ICT. They are more inclined to choose business subjects, and this doesn't fare very well for the long-term goals. You have very limited women. As a woman in ICT myself, I'm going to answer this. As a woman in ICT myself, I have walked into several technical meetings where I'm the only woman present. And it would be nice, not just for me, to see other female faces in that industry. I think there is a lot of opportunity for young girls right now. There are so many different programming languages. There's JavaScript, there's Java, there's C, Python, Scala, all kinds. The possibilities are endless.
But I have to ask you though, what motivated you to enter into an ICT field? Because I'm sure some ladies or some girls are sitting and they're like, I don't care about that. I don't care about programming. I don't care about making things move.
Yeah.
So you know what? What motivated you, and what was your inspiration?
Well, my inspiration came out of pure curiosity.
Okay.
Like I remember growing up, and whenever you have an issue with your phone, the cable and wireless technician will come to your house and figure it out. And I'll always be looking at them like, what is it that they're doing? I'm trying to figure out the technology behind making a phone call. How do I pick up the phone here? And then I can talk to somebody somewhere else, like on the other side of the world. So that made me curious about technology. And as I went on further along, I didn't really like programming, I'll be honest with you. I do have some knowledge, working knowledge, but I am no expert. My field is more based on telecommunications engineering, how the internet works, and radio communications. So, yeah, I think I pretty much followed through on my curiosity, and I have a better understanding of how these things work.
And then you would encourage young women to, as it were, just get their feet wet into it and then see all the different areas that they could branch out into?
Yes, and I will tell you that even as somebody in ICT who isn't an expert in programming, almost every day I have to interact in some form or another with code. So if you have a working knowledge of code, that just makes you way more marketable, better opportunities for employment. It doesn't matter if you're a business student, you can have some knowledge of programming as well.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
And all the best in your career.
Thank you for coming. I was really worried that we wouldn't get these in time. So, it's just a few gifts for their participation at the event. Nothing major, nothing that serious, but I think they will definitely appreciate these gifts. Brought to you Bye. You're welcome, girls. You're welcome.